Alright, so we are on 2 tables of 50 NL. One we're trying to get started, and one we are in a 6 max. And I'm keeping my eyes open for more tables, either at 50 or 100 NL, to be open. So far, I have not had any luck. So, there we go. That's the update we're looking for. So it looks like we'll get a couple more tables here. Bet my flush draw. Nice. Make a pair of 2s on the end. No good. Had a little showdown value. Could have barreled the turn, maybe. He's a little loose, though. We'll exit out of that in case another table opens up for us. That way we'll be able to join right away. So nothing too crazy. We had 2-3 offsuit in the big blind before I started recording, which we folded, and then that 2-3 flopped a flush draw. We bet, and I gave up on it. I think you could make the argument for barreling, but against a guy with a half stack, I don't give him a ton of credit for being able to fold much, so I think it's close. Sometimes you can get like some ace-high, king-highs to fold. What's going on here? Jacks against king, queen, no draw, and it misses. So if this guy... So, he left. I was going to say, that guy's obviously kind of a fish, but not meant to be. And no tables open yet. Gosh, getting 1,000,000,000 to 1 on the money. We will fold, though. And we would have whiffed the flop, so that's okay. Card Runners. One of my favorite sites back in the day. Apparently, it now has a table named after it. Great training site, by the way. If they're still around, which I'm sure they are in some form or fashion. They've been around forever. Taylor Cabey, a bunch of the Chicago guys. I think Brian... What was that guy's name who crushed Isildur? Brian... Wow. There were a couple Brians. One played for Full Tilt, and one kind of semi-retired from poker. What was that guy's name? Brian Townsend was the guy who played for Full Tilt, had a little scandal, and then the other guy had a bigger scandal with Isildur, sharing hands. Played for Card Runners. Brian... Wow. Cannot remember his name. Probably have the best hand here. And we'll peel this. It's practically a min raise. Probably take a turn, too, if he c-bets a reasonable amount. Though I don't really want to call 3 streets. Nice. The only likely hands that beat us are 4-5 suited and a weird set 6s, but there's only one combination of it left, and they both fold. Brian Stinger? Brian... This is going to drive me crazy. Brian... Hastings. Brian Hastings. I think that was his name. So, poker is not dead. We still have plenty of guys who open limp at 50 NL. This table, all over the place. Ace-King is obviously perfectly suitable to pop up. Usually I 3x it when I'm opening, and then I will 3x plus 1 big blind for each limper, which is why we ended up with that. And we'll let this one go. Can't really isolate very well against these short stacks. And we would have flopped the world, but that's okay. Would have turned more outs, but that's okay. Nice flop. Hopefully he has a 7 or something. We flop a flush. And we'll take that down. Ace 10. Not a great turn for us, but obviously we will continue to bet. Now an ace, a king, or a queen on the river is would be a check back situation for us. Oh boy, flop a flush. So king, queen, ace, queen, pocket aces, kings, or queens. Flopped flush. 10 jack. Really close here. Could be drawing dead. Let's think here. 10 jack wouldn't shove. 10 jack of clubs wouldn't shove. Alright, let's see it. Ace queen! Nice! He tried his hardest to get us to fold. He had essentially the nuts. So we flop a flush, and it was not meant to be. Maybe you could fold there. Just doesn't make sense to do that with a boat. Like, why would you ever jam a boat? I actually expected to see 10 jack with one club. That was a weird way to play, essentially, the nuts. It worked for him. He happened to run into our hand, and we were drawing dead. So, great way to start the session. Stuck a little bit. And our 8-9 suited will not get to see a flop. People usually 3-bet ace, king, ace, queen, aces, kings, and queens, so, and even king, queen. So I did not see a ton of boats. I was more worried if we were losing or drawing dead, it was to a better flush. But I expect to see jack 10 and some bare queens, like queen X with the 10 of clubs, or just queen 10, queen jack. So I'm very surprised he had a boat there. That was, I actually considered folding. Which obviously when you have essentially the nuts, why would you just try and blow them off the hand? So, but it worked, and I'm bad. So, what can you do? I'm not totally in love with flatting a lot of hands like this, but it's decently strong. Now the problem is we just got squeezed out of the pot, so we lit $1.50 on fire here. This pot's went check, check. I don't have any outs, but he's checked it twice, so we'll stab at it and take it down. This guy's using the time bank pre-flop. Okay, he elects to fold. He had to consult his pre-flop hands chart, apparently. 29-14, he's the guy that just 3-bet one. Flop bottom pair. Not great, but I will c-bet. I c-bet a pretty wide range. And it is so drawy, I think I will put in another one, expecting to get value from a lot of straight draws, flush draws. Sometimes he'll have a monster check raise us on the turn. We'll fold. Could check back, but sometimes we even get best hand to fold. I mean, it's kind of, I hate like talking about spots where like, oh, we could get a worse hand to call or a better hand to fold, but there are actual possibilities there where his draws would call and like his pocket 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s would fold against 2 barrels. So I think it's okay. And I would check back the river most of the time, because people here just don't like, if they call the turn, usually they like to call the river unless they miss a draw, but we're not getting value from a draw. Like, they're not going to check call king high as a draw, so. I'm going to post that 6-8 suited hand on 2+2 and see what people say. I have a feeling it's not a super clear decision. I think some people will say call and some people will say fold. Why risk it all in that spot when you could be drawing dead, which I was. It just doesn't make sense for him to ever have aces, kings, queens. Ace king we're actually beating, but he shouldn't have that, and he shouldn't have ace queen either, usually. Both because I'd expect him to 3-bet it pre, and because, like I mentioned earlier, like, you essentially have the hand locked up, like completely locked up, unless I had ace king and you didn't want me to hit a king. 6, darn. So you have the hand locked up. You should want to just call and hope a club comes, like maybe I'm on like a club draw. So it doesn't make sense for him to do that with a boat. It also doesn't really make sense for him to do it with a flush or a straight. Honestly, I think your range of jamming there without like incredible reads, I think that was just a really, really bad jam, to be honest with you. We turned 2 pair. I think I'm going to check raise for value, but I'm not super in love with it. I'm not like, let's go 3x. Because 4, 5, 6, that would be a gut shot. If he has a straight, it's a gut shot. So actually, I think I like it. I think I like it okay. Now we have a boat. So we're going to value bet. 1650. And we're going to win, for sure. And I'm guessing it's like an ace-10 type hand, the way he played it. Let's find out. He had 7, 8. He did. Wow. I got lucky there. So he had the gut shot, got there, and then let me get there on the river. Nice. Bump that up. All right. And we're going to win that one. Usually I'd fold there, but his shove was really small. We have 8 outs to the straight, so take that down. Kind of lucky to run into that part of his range. Oh, there's a side pot. Interesting. And I can't really get a ton of value, but I wouldn't mind some equity folding. So we'll see bet. Deuce 7 off. I can beat deuce 7 off, and I can still beat it. Interesting. 3-bet here. Ace jack, blind be blind in position. And if he 4-bets, he's pretty crazy. I will just jam it in on him. He does not. Nice. Might get another opportunity here to annoy him. Make him freak out at some point. He folds again. I was really hoping he'd play back that time since I just 3-bet him. Wasn't meant to be. I'm not gonna. I should really do it again. I think I'll just flat in position here. Alright. I should really 3-bet shove on him here, too. Because of that dynamic. I think I just passed up a good spot. But that's okay. And this table breaks. So, card runners. The table has broken. We gotta find a new one. Camista. We can do that. This one's 6-handed, so that'll probably be okay for us. Interesting. So he is barreling this. I'm going to give him credit. I mean, I actually don't give him a ton of credit. But he could even just have a 10 and be barreling away. And I'm not going to call a big river bet. So I probably should have 3-bet jammed pre. But who knows? Maybe it'd save this money. Maybe he had ace-king, aces, kings, queens, something crazy like that. Show me a bluff. Show. Really thought he was about to raise again. Ace high will win here some percentage of the time. He had a pair of 4s he didn't want to bet. Wow, I'm surprised he didn't bet the turn or the river. Ace 7? I think the 7 was going to play. So we were not going to win that one. What was the board? 4-9-9 jack, so I would have had ace jack 9-9. He would have had ace jack 9-9 7. Yeah, I would have played. This guy's 81 and 20, so I'm not going to try and steal his blinds light. This guy only played 14 hands, but he's been very aggressive, which I like to see. Especially since we have position on him, we can set up some fun stuff. Some floats. Let him bluff into us when we have a good hand. I think you could fold there. Like, it's pretty much a min raise, but you don't have to do anything too special. Now, we did turn an open ender and he checked back the flop, so we'll stab at it. Ended up working out for us. He could have won that just by c-betting. You should c-bet pretty wide. This guy's been aggressive enough. If he raises, I'm not going to make the same mistake again with 9s. If he raises, I'm going to put in a 4-bet and jam. Or I'm going to put in a 3-bet and jam if he 4-bets. Last time I played 9s passively because I thought he would be getting sick of me, which is actually a good reason to do the opposite and try and get it in good. See if he'd play back. I should have sized that smaller so he could feel like 4-betting small. But we will be shoving it in. He has folded 100% to 3-bet. Alright, let's see if our 7's good. Doubt it is on that river. Both the draws got there. 65 and 6. I'll let it go. This guy has raised dang near every hand. Like, I mean, we're here for 20 hands. He's playing 56 and 47. So, he's not afraid to put the money in. Yeah, there he folds. 41 and 6 over 18 hands. Not a good steal candidate, because he's probably going to defend very wide. Zero. I want to see what he's doing those min bets with. Now the straight draws got there, or hey, nice. I'm gonna do the same thing with nines, try and get it all in pre. I very rarely want to get nines all in pre, but against this guy, I'll be happy to. He should be sick of us playing back at him at some point. Love to see him spaz like pocket fours or like something. He's opening so wide. At some point he's gotta like decide to take a stand with like ace 9 or something. And we'll just crush. Hey, we can beat that. Brick. Brick! Aww. What happened? Alright. Player 5 says, wow, because you hit one of your outs? Well, bummer. Looks like ace-king's not in good shape, but we put too much in. And we're up against aces. That's not going to work for us. So, easy come, easy go. King-jack, I ended up folding to a 3-bet pre. The nines lost to ace-10. And the ace-king runs into the half stack where we had to call it off. And, of course, he had the aces. So, nice little run there, huh? 67, 10, 22. Spades. Nope, no spades. Open ship, open ship, open ship. Alright, whatever. A lot of eights, a lot of club draws. Wow, you bet 5 into 3. Alright, I'll knit it up. Somebody give me action with these aces. Very aggressive, so I think we'll go into call down mode here. It's not a great turn. This actually isn't a great board either. It's an okay river. I think we're gonna win that. Oh, he's thinking. 50-30. Yeah, we'll 3-bet that. Gosh, I'm gonna bet this for value and fold if it gets raised. It's so sick to have two people coming along. You think a good hand would have raised the flop though? Oh, is this the guy that's not the guy that jammed the boat on me? No, that was a different hand. That's different. Was it? That might have been the no, I feel like that guy was to my left. I'm getting hands mixed up now. What did this guy two barrel? That was actually part of the reason. So I wanted to see what he was willing to barrel. 6-8 offsuit, min raise, barrel, barrel. Yeah, he did have a 5 to give him the nuts. And he gave up on the river. Smart play giving up on the river, by the way. Because he probably knew, he's probably smart enough to figure out that I realize he's just like insane. Like, is he about to isolate again? I was gonna say, what, like, this guy's insane. 65-52 over 24. To give you an idea of what 52% of hands looks like. Alright, flush draws are cool. To give you an idea of what 52% of hands looks like. Alright, that didn't work out. Don't show me ace high. Queens are good. It's gotta be like every pair. Right? Alright, so every pair, every suited ace, every unsuited ace. So we're trying to get to 50%. Holy crap. He must be raising everything. Oh my gosh. Any connected cards? I bet he takes these out. I bet it's more like, let's see here. We got a pair. Now we got 2 pair, but that's a bad turn. That's small. That's small. Alright, jack or a 9, baby. That looks like a 9, but it's not a 9. 9 more chips. So probably like all of these suited connectors. Jeez. Still not to 50. So this is like what he's raising. His 3-bet percentage is 16%, super high as well. So it's like every pair. No wonder he's folding the 3-bet so much. So he's 3-betting like every pair, all of these, all of this. Something like that. Pretty wide. So how does 9s play against that? Because that's the hand we've had 3 times. So let's hit. Okay. And then let's give us 9s. And let's run it. 9s has 55% equity against it. So pretty good. I think the biggest shocker to me out of this whole situation is that he still has 100% fold to 3-bet. Makes no sense. Like he's never decided to 4-bet light or defend. Like he just raises and then folds. Like apparently no one's played back at him when he's had a legitimate hand, but still, it's kind of crazy. Alright, we'll peel one off here with the amazing 10-5 and the amazing 5-8. Yes, please play back. Please play back. It's time. It is time. Isolate, buddy. Make it $3. Ooh, we turn some outs. No! Top pair and a flush draw. Maybe I should have checked. I think I might feel a raise coming from like a flopped straight. Yeah, we get a fold. Not the turn I was really looking for, to be honest with you. King of Hearts. Gosh, such a bad card for so many reasons. Alright, kings are cool, but not today. Yeah, we'll fold, right? I mean, this would be ridiculous. Okay. King's no good. Show me a bluff. Show. That's the guy that I got 9s in against his ace-10. So, this guy's playing way too loose, obviously, 57, and he's only raising 7% of his hands. Oh, never mind, he's only been playing 14 hands. Let's isolate against him again. See, now that I have good hands I want to play in position against this guy, he's like got telekinesis and just folds. That's okay. We'll flop top 2 or something. Flop top 2 and he'll have queen 6 suited and just go off for all the money. Or it'll come spade spade again, like it just came heart heart. Oh my gosh. We actually have the nuts. How awesome would it be if he actually had a queen? What are the odds? Probably not very high. So I need money in the pot, so I can't just check back here. But I don't want to blow him off. I'm going to bet for value. I'm not super happy about it because now he might fold some hands like that could have gotten a flush or something. How sweet would it be if he had queen 6 and was drawing dead? Ugh. It's like, it's always tempting to check back hands like that. Problem is, you need to bet your hands as if you can get value, because you'll miss so much value if you start just slow playing everything. Like, oh, I've got top 2. Oh, I've got a boat. You gotta try and get 2 streets there. Maybe I should have bet a little less. By the way, I should have raised this one pre. Maybe I should have bet a little less, like 450. Get a little bit of value, build the pot a little bit, let him stay in it. I think that might have been better. But I don't think you should just be checking back, hoping they run into, like, maybe, I don't know, hindsight's 20/20, and like right now I'm kind of bummed that I didn't get any action from the guy I've been targeting. Well, one of the 2 guys I've been targeting, but it is what it is. The video's at 30 minutes now, so I'm going to wrap this one up. I might continue playing these tables and just turn it into 2 videos. So, but until next time, thanks for watching.